Do, 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 do,
All
do.
right, everybody. What's happening is it just a brisk Sunday morning with the living room TRT
A
today.
tad bit brisk.
Tad Big Brisk, I am
Keep
your
that
host.
right.
Keep that right. You ain't lying. I'm your host, Big Ran, along with my co-host Tony Tone,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we are in the house.
Woody woo.
As we do every time we do a show, I want to make sure everybody stays healthy. To make sure you stay healthy, make sure you make your way over to 1026 Castle Hill Avenue. That's Juices for Life. Make sure you get your mixtures right, get your ginger in there, get your apple, get your banana, and don't forget your watermelon.
All right, all right, all right.
Throw your watermelon in there. 1026 Castle Hill Avenue up in the Bronx, right off of Bruckner. Go ahead and make your way over there.
Make it your breakfast drink.
Amen. Let's get our show started. All right, so I wanted to talk about something that we both are in that role, and I thought it would make a good conversation piece on a Sunday morning. I want to talk about the roles of a stepfather. I always said that the role of a stepfather, he always takes on certain things that the normal father wouldn't take on. And you always correct me by saying, nah, you shouldn't say,
Nah, not that you shouldn't say. I just disagree with it.
Right. Yeah, you did. You did
It's not
disagree
something that
with
you
it.
shouldn't do.
Right.
I mean, it's something that, first of all, the stepfather title is just not something I take kind to either.
Me either. I
Because
don't like the word. Yeah.
Even in introduction, when you say stepchild, or stepdaughter, or stepson, whichever, the word step just puts a real demeanor on the start of the whole conversation.
Okay, that's a fact.
But anyway, it's the children in your village.
Is it a role or a choice?
It's always a choice.
It's always a
You
choice.
know, I always say it's always a choice. Everything in life is a choice. You had the option to make a different direction.
Right, that's true.
Everyone has that option. So how could it not be a choice?
My first experience of being in that position, I really didn't understand it. I didn't know because it's like you have to understand you're dealing with somebody else's child. So my first experience for the first 6 months, 7 months was I was real timid. Even though I knew the child was do things wrong, I wouldn't say too much because I didn't know where my boundary stood as the stepfather.
Okay, so let me stop right there. So when you, I don't want to say going in, but going in and joining the family or whatever, you saying you put yourself on a mission or in a seat or at class because now you have to be a certain kind of way.
On autopilot.
Something like that. But
Yeah.
I think it's best that for a person to be more of themselves because they not all children, but children can see fakeness. Children can see when you're faking and when you're not honest.
And that is a good
about
point.
your expression.
That is a good point because the
Some
oldest
people
daughter.
try to go in too hard to get them to like them
Right.
instead of just being yourself.
Right,
If you're a likable
right,
person, it
right.
shouldn't be a problem.
Right.
When you try too hard, kids just shun away from that.
I think that was my
They
problem.
can see you when you're trying too hard.
I think when I first got into to understand what that meant, I did try too hard. I tried not to seem like the bad guy in the situation. I tried to seem like even though if mommy was wrong, I would still back it up, I concur, even though I say, hey, I don't think maybe, But it took me a while to get into that role. Once I got into the role, and I'm like you, the stepfather part disappeared. Like, there's no step when you in this for a long haul. There's no such word as step. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today, why I brung it up. Because I felt like, there are some men who are capable of going through it and some men are not. And it's not just being involved with the mother that makes it actually complete. Like I said, the role of a stepfather, and I hate the word, but the role of a stepfather is he can't fulfill anything. That's the one thing we did have a conversation that you said he doesn't fulfill anything. He's not there to fulfill what the father doesn't do. But his role is to be the father. That is his job. It doesn't matter who the children belong to. If they're all under one roof, that is his job. His job is to love everybody equally. Punishment should be equally. Reward should be equally, even at his most trying sometimes.
But
that's my opinion.
That sounds like a mission that you're on.
Well, I don't want to say it's a mission, but
should come, like I said, it should come normal. It starts with the woman,
right,
through dating or introduction, however they get together, when they decide that they would join and share the same household.
Mm-hmm.
So time has passed since then. So the woman then had time to understand the man had time to understand the woman. He should have even met the kids even way before that.
Mm.
So their opinions will be shared and expressed beforehand. It's not like he's just gonna pop up at the door and then all of a sudden she tells the kids, okay, this is the gentleman or the man I'm interested in. I want to see if y'all can get along. It's not an introduction like that, and he's always bringing his bags in on the way.
Right.
So most times before they build that foundation in one household, they've had that time for introduction and to see on the outside first if they can share a dwelling.
It's like taking the kids on a date.
They should maybe have been on plenty of dates. It depends on the relationship of the man and the woman. They might have went to Rob Playland. Well, as far as the East Coast, New York, the local places, Great Adventures or whatever. You take the kids if that's what y'all do. It depends on the relationship.
You know, the good thing about it is I never had a problem in any of that situation. But I just thought I watch a lot of young men who are coming up, and you read in the news about these fathers, these stepfathers who are beating these children who are not theirs.
I heard one. Wow.
I'm watching fathers who are taking other men children to the park, and they're forgetting. And they're reminding the kid, especially when the kid is bad, oh, but your father's not here, I'm here. And I just wanted to clear the air about a lot of things. Since I always said I wanted to keep this as a man's show, I wanted men, especially black men, to understand that when you are in a position to feed more than just your own, if you're not capable of doing it from the heart, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do anything to please a woman. And I look at certain.
We all do that.
No, but I'm talking about as far as her children.
We all do that.
Because you have a tendency to take certain things out on each other, and I'm watching that. And it makes me very uncomfortable to see young black men who are taking other black men's children because of the women. And it's like you're sending out a false signal to the child. It's not the child's fault. It's not the child's fault. And I watch the child who some of these children out here who are not capable of leaning on their own dads. You know, they look for guidance and it's not there. I'm only talking about what I see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I had a conversation with a young man one day, and he asked me, what does it take? And I said, love. I said, you have to understand, if you're a man who's coming into a situation with a woman who already has children, not only do you have to connect with her children and her, she also has to connect with your children and you. And then the children have to connect.
I was going to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
The children have to connect. So the bridge.
No, not have to. Because it doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen that.
Excuse me.
That like the Partridge Family, it don't just happen like that.
Or the Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch. That's right.
Where they get together and they automatically bond.
Right. No, it doesn't.
Right.
It does. So what I first explained to him was, the first people that you have to have a talk to are your own children. Because at that point, they have to share you with someone else. They have to share that father figure with it. I mean, it's reality because you have to split your time now with other children because you have to give them the same attention you would give yours. You can't neglect the child. It's not the child's fault. So that was the first thing that I did. I made sure that my children were okay with the fact of daddy has other children that he would like to give the same love to. Is that okay with you? Because sometimes your own children can get jealous because they don't really understand what's happening right now. Like, why you not with mommy doing the same thing? And it's a lot. And I think
really, it don't have to be mommy. Like you
Right,
said, they
true.
can get jealous upon themselves.
Right. Yes.
And say, well, they can hear about something that you done for one that's not yours, but you said, but wow, you were my father. I thought you could have did that for me.
So I just wanted him to know it. He said, but I watch you. And I watch you. And it's a guy that lives in my building. He said, you have a relationship with everybody. I said, yeah, but it's not always smooth, but you make it smooth as the position that you're in. You can't say I'm here for you to children, and then when they come to you, you turn away. And you can't just turn away because, well, you're not mine. You can't do that. You have to accept the and I hate to call it a
something
role.
you've seen?
Yeah. And it bothered me a little bit. So I had a conversation with the person. We were in the park one day and he just kept letting her know, he kept letting the little girl know, I'm not your father. I'm doing this because I know you need, and I say, man, don't keep telling her that. She doesn't need to hear that. It's obvious she knows that you're not her father. But when you bring a child outside and you got other dads around, what are you thinking? And she's sitting there, that might hurt her to see other dads bring their kids to the park and her dad doesn't do it.
The hurting part would be for him to point it out.
Yeah, and
Like
he
you
kept
said.
pointing it out. He kept pointing it out. It bothered me. In some cases, I know I should have minded my business, but it bothered me that bad. It bothered me a lot because the look on her face every time he would say it, and she was just a kid. And other kids stopped and looked, and now the questions came to her. Oh, that's not your father? That's not your father? Where's your dad? Now, how do you expect a young girl to answer that if she doesn't even know?
She know he ain't with mommy no more.
Yeah, but she don't know where her dad is. And these kids today,
These kids today are very smart.
They're
They might
very
know
smart.
where their dad is at.
That's true. Okay, I'll recant that one.
Because regardless to what, the child is still listening.
But I just feel as the male role model in her life at that moment, not for the time, for that moment, at that moment in the park, you had to calm yourself down. You have to take the time and the energy to realize that, look,
That's one of the things I was talking. Not to cut you off.
no,
that's
that's
one of the
okay.
things
I
was
couldn't find the
talking
words anyway.
About that being who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and not being something you're forced to do, or you feel like you have to do it because you dating the girl. I gotta take the child to the park.
Right.
But that's not really you.
No.
That sounds like what you ran into.
Yeah. And my thing was, if it makes you uncomfortable, don't do it. Because I don't do it for my own either.
But
I don't always go to the park with my aunt.
But does he have any of his own?
Didn't know. I didn't get that question. I didn't want to get too deep. I just wanted to correct the moment. Because you were embarrassing the young lady with all these kids around and they're looking at her, and that's embarrassing. I know it was embarrassing. Because I was embarrassed. Because my daughter came back and said, why does he keep saying that to her? If you're not her daddy, you're not her daddy. So why did you bring her? My daughter's very sarcastic. So why would you bring her to the park if you did? And I'm like, look,
if you act like he wasn't her dad.
So she started, telling the girl, you don't got to listen. Now, hey. So I had to pull her to the side now and be like, listen, you don't understand that situation. So don't keep trying to protect her on something that you don't understand.
Pushing a battery in her back.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You don't understand. The father doesn't understand. So I said, maybe the best thing was me to have a conversation with the young man. And at first he didn't like it. At first he didn't like it. He gave me that look like you need to mind your business. You know, this ain't nothing, got nothing to do with you. This between me and her mother. That's how he hit me with it. And I said, yeah, but would you be talking like that to her if her mother was present?
It's not even that. From what you just said, he said it's between him and his mother, but you're not with his mother. You're with the child.
You with the child, right? So
to express your anger that you have with the mother, with the child, not on the child, but even with the child, is not good.
Yeah, I thought it was a little crazy.
Just a little?
I mean, I know we're stressed. I know as men we're stressed. And to take on a extra family sometimes, for love sometimes, it's stressful. But if you're not willing to stand into stress, then just bow out gracefully.
Bow out gracefully.
Yeah.
So you think if they bow out gracefully, they're not going to have stress?
You got to spare the child. It's not, as a grown man or if you're in a grown man situation, if you're a grown man or you're acting like a grown man, then you have to understand what you're doing to the child. Mentally, the father's not there. And mentally, you're the person, you're not replacing the father, but you're the father figure that she's looking at. And if you're the way that you are, I mean, I'm not the greatest role model in my family either.
Somebody mommy left me with because she had to go to work.
Yeah, and I don't never want none of my stepchildren or to ever feel like, well, they can't talk to me or he just with me, he just nice to me because he's no, I don't do that. I make sure I try my best to have a relationship with every, and I got a lot of them. I got a lot of them. But I try to have a person, and I make sure that my children also interact with each other.
Have a relationship.
Yeah, they all, and it by the grace of God, I tried it three times, 2 times, and finally the third time was the charm, and everybody gets along. And that's just amazing to me. That was something that I thought I would never be able to see.
It's a pretty little bird.
Oh, you saw a bird, boy. Don't look back like that, boy. Made me jump back. Why that? Got my thing out in there.
It's like that. It's like
it's
like Legos. They gotta get in where they fit in. You can't just force a circle in a peg hole.
But he's the bridge.
In a square hole.
He's the bridge. So if your bridge ain't right, how you expect the connection from getting across the waters to be easy? Your bridge have to be right. It's not an easy job to take care of mouths. It's not an easy job to be a parent. It's just not. Whether you're the parent who lives there or you're the parent who's not. And then sometimes I hear a lot of men who fought, but you don't know. In certain times, I'm not even the parent my children look for. It doesn't necessarily mean that a dad this or a dad that. And I always try to explain to my stepchildren. I always try to have that conversation with them about, try to reconnect with your dad, because you don't know what he might have been going through at that time of the separation for make the separation that far. And sometimes they don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear. I don't want to. And I back off.
But when they get older and they understand that it's beyond the relationship that you broke up with the parent.
Yeah.
It goes beyond that. So that I'm gonna say excuse goes out the window.
But you have to tread lightly. You can't break ice by just walking on it.
Yeah, you can.
You
walk on it.
You can crack it, but you can't break it. It'll crack before it break. Yeah, it'll crack before it break. Now, you have to tread lightly. You have to first show who you are. Belief is not in sight. When you're dealing with children like that, belief is not in sight. It's by action. It's by the way you greet, by the way you hug, even when you're angry and y'all don't want to talk to each other. It's by the way you carry that, certain things you say. And I thank God that some of the words I hear some of these stepfathers I used to have conversations with at work used to hear, like, yo, you're not my father. Or, I never really heard that. You know what I'm saying? That probably would break my heart. Like, I know I'm not, but damn, like. But you can't get angry at a child for backlashing. And I thought that's what, he was angry at the child because the child she wanted to play a certain way he didn't want her to. And I get it.
Okay. So just say no. I don't think that's
Yeah, I don't think it's appropriate,
Right.
right? But he went on to say, he was aggravated. Children can aggravate you. They can drive you up the wall. Yeah, I know. Hell, I still got little ones, so I know.
But you're outside playing. She's playing.
Right, with other children.
Right.
Right.
So how is that aggravating to you?
I don't know. That's why I had the conversation with him to find out why you're lashing out at the child for basically following your instructions and basically breaking the rules too. Because he didn't want her to climb on the monkey bar. You know how they had those monkey bars, and it was a little dangerous. But she said, I can do it. I can show you I can do it. Just stand underneath you. Let me show you. Okay, man, you can do it. Let me see.
Yeah, well, it's different.
It is different.
It's different depending on.
And I know what he was
the
saying.
Stepfather. But
Yeah.
I've even went through that with my daughter.
You go through things.
At the park, when she was small, running around, tell us watch out, stop running on the bricks. All this park, you over there running on the bricks. She ran and fell.
Hurt herself.
Yeah. I said, okay, get up, go sit down.
Yeah.
Don't come to me now. I told you stop running. I'm just different.
But now what if he was, because even sometimes when you on the phone with me, you be like, damn, big boy, who you talking to? So I had to talk to these kids. You be like, damn, you okay? Yeah. Everybody's different. But the one thing that, like I always tell people that gives me joy is I always think that I'm a mean dad. I always think that, but every Father's Day, I get them calls. Every birthday, I get them calls. And them 2 days right there are more important than any day in the world. If you don't call me for my birthday or Father's Day, that'll bother me more than you giving me a gift. I don't want no gifts. I don't care about no gifts. Gifts don't last long.
Depend on the
Gifts don't last long.
Depend on the
They're
gift.
only protected. They don't last long.
No.
Gifts don't last.
Somebody could give you something you can keep for a lifetime.
To tell me happy birthday, I love you means more to me than anything in the world.
Okay, then say that then.
Because then that means you appreciate. Because you appreciate me, you ain't gonna call me on my birthday. If you don't like me, you damn sure ain't calling me for Father's Day.
Some people in reverse. Some people say they rather just call you to get it over with.
Hey, listen.
I'm just saying. But if somebody take that time out, it don't matter the price of the gift. Somebody take that time out and say, listen, I got this for you. I thought you could use this.
I will accept
You might
it.
not ever, no, I understand that.
I'm sorry.
You might not ever use it, but you'll save it forever.
True.
And that's those
True.
it's those little things. It could be anything. It could be a baseball card. It could be anything.
Cause I still got stuff that I got. I still got ties and pencils and watches, and I even got a pair of, oh man, what was this belt? Remember they had those belts that light up?
What?
Yeah, man.
Nah.
I saw it on
Belts that light up.
Yeah, I saw it. One of my children saw this episode, and man, I had to tell you how young that was. Cosby show, where the Cosby got the tie, the suspenders, and the belt that lit up and said "Dad." I remember I got one of those for Father's Day, man. Still got it, and the battery still works. It just don't fit around the waist anymore.
Wow.
I keep it.
See, that's what I mean by
I
the
keep
gifts
those. Yeah, I keep those. I keeps the gifts now. They know how to make me cry now. They bring certain gifts. They know how to make it. If Fat Boy cry, yeah, I do it. Yeah, because the one thing I hate to see is my children spending their money on me. I don't like that. That bothers me a lot. I can't tell you why.
Wouldn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're two different people.
Wouldn't bother me at all.
It used to bother me, but it don't bother me now. So every now and then, when they send me a couple of dollars and things, I appreciate it. But I wasn't expecting, the way I was raised, I think I was raised in too much of a man shell, because I was raised
a man shell.
Where I call it a man shell because I was taught one way that a man should be, not realizing that there was an abundance of a world for a man. I was put in a shell where a man is supposed to protect, provide, and always show up. That was the three things that my dad taught me straight off the bat.
Be a man of your word.
Be a man of your word. Make sure they eat, and make sure you clothe them. Now, your commitment to their mothers is something that you have to deal with, but as a father, you make sure that happens. I do my best to do that, whether they're my biological or not. If you into my tree, I'm gonna feed your branch until you plant. Yeah, until you're capable to plant your own tree. And even after you plant your own tree, I'll help you water your tree from time to time, because that's my job. That's a job that I never want to give up, and I hope God never takes from me.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to earn that.
You have to earn it.
You have to earn it. It's not something that's given. You're given the gift of life, but you have to earn it. And some people feel like they listen. You can go through it sometimes 3 or 4 times, but if that 4th time is the charm, then that'll make up for everything, because He doesn't give you a gift after you mess up the first time. If he gives it to you again, it's a reason. And as long as you do better the second time than you do the first time, I always believe God, and He'll make things right. I always say that, because I wasn't listen, I am not the greatest dad in the world.
You waving at?
The mosquito, whatever the hell that shit was. So it was just one of those things where I just felt like, you know what, damn, as black men, I don't think we correct a lot of our black young men as far as being father figures, fathers. I think it's hard because a lot of us don't want to step into that realm, or you don't want to say, oh, you got to mind your business. You don't want to go through that, and I understand that. That's a hard thing to have to deal with.
Which is right.
Yeah,
actually.
it's true. It's understandable, but I couldn't take it.
I understand when you see it to be an abusive thing. I understand, but on the most part, you just let him. There's growing pains. It's something he's gonna have to grow with if he's gonna maintain being in that situation.
But he actually listened, and he realized that he said, I didn't realize I was being so loud and so vulgar. And I'm like, yo, bro, I've been there. And I had an OG just like me come over to me and tell me, why you so angry with the kids? If you was that angry, why would you bring them outside and display that? I had somebody tell me that.
But I thought bringing them outside was helping you clear your head.
That's why it was warranted that somebody had to talk to me. Just like I talked to him, because you're outside to clear your head, but you're still yelling. So obviously they're not the problem. And that's something.
They wasn't the problem in the beginning.
No, but I'm just saying, for you to come outside and you can get fresh air and relief, and they can burn off the energy, and you still yelling. Now I can see like, hey, be careful, or watch where you're going, what you're doing. Don't hit this person, don't do that. But he was.
I've seen the same. Now I got more understanding of what you're talking about. I've seen people do that to animals.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people take their dog outside and they wind up abusing their dog.
Because it ain't walking the right way? Or
no, because they pissed off about something else that happened in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So they take the dog outside. Dog want to go this way, jerking him by the neck. All that. You had to jerk him out. Now I just said, come on, boy, let's go this way.
Yeah, that happens. It was just, it made me realize, because sometimes you ever had that theory where you say, oh, watching somebody, I'm watching myself. And I saw myself in this young black man.
I know what you're saying, but I would have said it differently.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well,
I said, what? Watching him?
While he was exploding, I watched myself.
You seen yourself in him.
Yeah. And I said, oh, man, let me because, parents started to look. And then, when
must have really been loud.
He was loud. It was to the point where the other parents were like, hey, calling their kids over. Come here.
Oh, come over this way. He seems a little aggressive.
Yes. So I had to explain to him, like, everybody's watching. I don't give a fuck. You know how they, I don't give a fuck about that. I said, I know, man. I know. Because I don't either. But look at her face. So when he looked over at her and he saw her having a conversation with me, she was worried now. So you had to.
I understand what you're saying.
It was her look that made him change his ways, because now she realized, oh man, he might be in trouble. She stopped playing. She's looking. My children are looking.
To see how this reaction.
Yeah, because daddy, my children like, well, my dad got an attitude and he's yelling over there. So I said, listen, man, mind your business, man. This is what I'm talking about. You OGs think y'all can take young motherfuckers and young. You ain't my dad. You know that. And I said, listen, look at her face. And when he turned and he looked at her face, he calmed down a little bit. And as we started to talk more and he realized, I'm not trying to get in your business, but as a man, I'm going to protect that child. Any man who was sitting out here protect the child. And most of the people who were sitting out that day were women. So, you see an aggressive black man, most women, unless this is somebody who's not afraid to match his energy, that could be a little disturbing. Kids watching you, He's kind of a beefy guy, not fat. He's kind of made me think twice about going over there. But I realized that it wasn't about me. And I realized how when I was going through it, how the OG approached me. He said, excuse me, can I have a conversation with you? And I'm like, for what? He's like, I just want to talk to you about your yelling in the park. I was like, man, what the fuck that got to do? And I went in just like how dude went in on me, like, yo, da-da-da-da. And then he said to me, look at their face. He did the same thing. Look at their face.
Yeah, look what you're doing to the kids.
And I'm watching now. All the kids are looking at me and this guy having a conversation.
You said, oh, shoot, they're about to fight.
Now I'm sitting there and rolling smoke. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. About when I see myself, the ignorance of someone. And you'd be like, I've been there. I've been that young dad, you kids parking, rolling, kids around smoking, So I had to explain to him. And after he realized, he put out his blunt. For the rest of the day, we just had a conversation. And I'm not going to expose, I think he went a little too deep, but it took the attention off the child for a little while in a different way. We went and had ice cream after, and, he apologized to her, and he always, basically he said, thank you. Don't thank me, thank God, because I normally don't come to this park. And it was a park that I normally don't go to. We got about 4 or 5 of them in the neighborhood over here. And it's a park I normally don't go to, because they usually don't have the water for him to get wet. My youngest son liked to get wet and all that, but...
I seen water.
Yeah, but it's not this park. This is too far to walk, man. And once they get tired, they don't want to walk home. But the point was, I thank God for that one. I thank God because I said I was able to pass on the 10% somebody taught me. And that's what made me inspired to talk about today. Like, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as black men because, when you're not able to provide or you're not able to contribute, you feel a certain way. And I think society puts that on our back where we don't have to put it on our own back.
God, that's basically what you're doing.
Yeah, you do.
Because in some instances, that could be a waste.
Can be.
Could be a waste of energy. If you focus that energy about worrying about the issue instead of putting that energy towards what you're going to do to get out of the issue.
To get out of the issue, right. Hey, listen. All I can say is I once was there. I once was a man under pressure.
Shit, when did it stop?
I don't have the pressures that I have.
I'm continuously a man under pressure. It's how you deal with the pressure.
I don't feel pressure no more.
Maybe you adjusted.
Discomfort?
You made your pressure easier.
Discomfort? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable.
You went from being pressured to being discomfort. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this stage, you should be
it's easy.
Not pressured. Right. Well, you adjusted to the pressure.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I give you that.
It's getting used to something. It's just like getting in a new relationship and getting around kids that's not yours, and having the adjustment of getting along with them, your kids getting along with them. Everybody has exes and all that come involved at different times during a relationship.
Yeah,
that can also cause issues.
Yeah, it used to be
it's
pressure.
An adjustment, and that's pressure.
It used to be pressure.
But you make the proper adjustments. Everybody in the family make the adjustments that's needed to make it work, because they see something in each other.
Well, I think that the thing that got me to the point of being uncomfortable, and not uncomfortable about my living conditions, I'm just saying uncomfortable about my conditions to provide and things like that. I think what changed.
Personal.
Well, I'm just saying
that when I mean as personal, that's something you doing to yourself.
Right. That's what I said. I had to take myself out of the pressure.
Right.
Of not being able to do what I used to do, to put myself in an uncomfortable situation to say, okay, I can be comfortable, but I'm not satisfied. So it's discomfort, because I'm comfortable with my surroundings. Now I'm just not comfortable or how to keep my surroundings, So
see, it seems like you're one of those, I'm not going to say kings, but you're one of the chiefs that's trying to take all the responsibility upon yourself. And if you whether you did or you didn't share it with your village, normally the village makes an adjustment, but you still hold that pressure as being that of that's your responsibility when you share it as a village.
It's good. I say the pressure is not as great.
Well, that's good.
That's
good. You learn how to deal with it, and you learn how to allow to pass some of that pressure off to maybe other family members that can assist and can relieve some of that pressure from you.
Yeah.
We as fathers or even stepfathers, sometimes we take on certain pressures at times, because I do it myself. This is something I have to make sure of.
So then, okay. So you explain the pressure, explain the discomfort.
That's self-inflicted. That's self-inflicted.
So you think it's me?
Yeah, it's always been you. Because it starts
Can't be
with
nobody
you.
else.
It can't be nobody else, because you're the one allowing the pressure.
That's a good one.
By telling your village what's going on, and by letting everyone know that we're going to, as a family or as a village, we're going to have to make different changes. We're going to have to make changes, because I'm not going to be able to do what I was doing before.
Right.
So everybody has to take more of a part. That right there is supposed to relieve pressure.
Have you ever realized what you do when you can't do it? In other words,
you improvise.
No. What I'm saying is, have you recognized how much you've done? How much you didn't realize how much you were doing until you're not doing it?
Until you couldn't do it anymore. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what the pressure was. Like, I was probably so nervous about I didn't realize I had so much.
Yeah, that you was taking care of.
That I was taking care of. Mm-hmm. Not just saying that I didn't get help. I got a lot of help, but
it's just personal. This is based on you personally.
I didn't realize how much I put on my plate. I didn't realize that until I was actually not able to distribute what was on my plate, because there was nothing there.
There was always something there.
Well, you know what I mean.
There was always something there. That's why you was able to take care of all those things you was able to take care of.
It just amazed me, and I just realized.
Sometimes when you sit back and say, damn, I'm really doing this, that, and helping this, that, and trying to do it. It's overwhelming sometimes.
When you're looking for a pressure release and you don't got a vial, like, that's hard. Because now you got to wait for somebody to turn the pressure for you, because there's no vial to turn. So how do you relieve the pressure when there's no vial?
You hope that your thermostat holds out.
It don't explode.
No, you hope that your thermostat holds out until you find a way to relieve someone to assist the thermostat on relieving some of that pressure.
Okay, that's a good one.
I had to turn it towards a car, because that's the only way I can.
No, that's a good one. So how do you control the temperature?
That's what your thermostat does.
Right. Okay, but hold on.
So the thermostat has to hold out. Now,
right.
If the thermostat go bad, now you're in trouble.
The thermostat only reads the temperature.
No, the thermostat makes the adjustment to relieve some of the pressure.
Okay. So automatic.
So if that go bad, you have no wall to stop the pressure.
So automatic thermostat. So it'll open and close if it leaves the pressure.
Exactly.
Okay.
When it gets too hot.
When it gets too hot, it'll open up.
Right.
Let
now,
some of that pressure out.
Yes. Now, if you lose that thermostat and you ain't got no barrier there to filter that, now you in trouble.
Now you're in trouble.
Now you
it'll overheat.
Now you got Now you got to ask for help.
That's a good one. Good analogy. I take that.
Now you got to ask for help.
Because that's how it is. That's how it is sometimes. No, I'm saying. I'm just, yeah.
I know. I'm going through it. I've been going through it, and I'm still going through it. It's a lot of and what's crazy about the thermostat analogy is that it goes up and down
all the time.
Sometimes your thermostat will kick in later on. It'll kick in late. Let me just say that.
So would you say the worst time on the thermostat is when you have to replace it? Because now you got to get a whole new thermostat, not knowing if it's going to work properly.
No, when you find what you need to replace that wall or that filter, hopefully you be able to maintain it. You be able to replace the thermostat.
Now remember, you got to drive a long distance and stop and go.
That's why you
that's a great analogy for a man. I'm dead serious. That's a great analogy. I like that.
It's all about being prepared.
I like that.
It's all about being prepared. Now, there's some ways that your thermostat might continue to work for you, and you have to maintain that.
So in this case, the thermostat would be the heart of the mind.
The thermostat would be the lungs.
Because you got to breathe.
It's like smoking. You can go into that way too. It's like smoking.
Okay.
If you smoke too much, you're gonna cough and you're gonna break down. But if you keep it clear.
So the heart is the engine.
Yeah.
That makes the engine is what controls the thermostat.
The heart is the alternator, I would say.
The heart is the alternator. The body's the engine.
I'm trying to see what starts the I'm trying to think what starts it. I ain't thinking clearly right this second. Because you got to go from your starter, your alternator,
battery,
right? Battery is the first thing.
Car, nothing moves without the battery.
Without the start of the battery. Something has to start the heart, which is the heart is the alternator. Something has to start the heart.
So it's what you put in. That's the start the heart. It's what you put in, what your intake is.
Okay.
You gotta have clean air, clean gas. It was a good analogy. So it helps me. Listen, that helped me think about a lot of things just now. That thermostat thing, yeah. Because if it doesn't open, I will explode.
Yeah, the thermostat is your
if
pressure
it stays
wall.
closed,
It's just like your high blood pressure.
Yeah.
If you allow your pressure to go up too high, you will explode.
You will explode.
Thermostat is keeping it cool.
Even
when you get hot, you got to be able to know how to cool down. You got to let that thermostat of your mental thermostat cool you off.
True.
Especially if you're already a person with hypertension and high blood pressure.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. You gotta learn sometime. That's a good analogy, though, the thermostat. I'm gonna have to look that up and read that, because that is definitely a pressure reliever.
That's what it does for the car.
What it does for the car. Especially makes the car not run over.
Not overheat.
Overheat, yeah.
You gotta have proper circulation.
So it was that day happened to turn out to be a good day, and every time I see him, he's different. They just had another child, and
now he had a child.
He has a child of his own now.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's good. I seen him about a week ago, push the baby and the little girl. They was together. So it was nice. It was nice to see.
So I take it the mama's working there.
I don't know. I don't know what made you.
If the gentleman,
he could have been just.
Wait a minute.
The father
wait a minute.
Pushing the stroller with the babies.
Wait a minute. You told me on multiple occasions.
Okay.
Where you saw the child with him, and then you told me of occasion now he has his own child and he has both of them in the park, but you never said all of them was in the park. First of all.
I don't know how many. If there's anybody else.
I'm talking about the mother.
Oh, I've seen her, but have I seen her in the park with the?
See.
If she goes, it's not the days that I'm there. I'm not in the park every day, cause I can't sit in the park every day.
Yeah, you gotta sit. You can stand up.
I don't want to go to the park every day. But I will tell you that since that day, I had to look at myself different to realize, like, man, did I look like a fool like him?
Did I look like a fool?
Yeah,
like
he was
the fool in I.
he was going in like, you know how everybody like, what the fuck? And that's like, damn, that gotta be frustration. We all get frustrated though. Frustration sets in on everybody. We all get frustrated. We all get
Yeah, we don't know what was on his mind.
no. I mean, he started to go in about something, and I just explained to him, I don't. That's personal. Like you do me sometimes. When sometimes I go a little overboard, you be like, "Hey man, I think that's a little personal." Yeah, that's personal. You don't supposed to. So I had to learn. As I get older, I'm realizing there's certain things that I've done or certain events that I've crossed. I've been a fool.
Well, we've all been a fool at one point in life.
I've been a fool. So I said I promised myself two things: that as I get older, if I see a fool, I'll correct the fool. And the second thing was,
if you can,
if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is never be afraid to take a fool's advice, because by the grace of God, there goes I. Because when God shows you something, sometimes He might be correcting you. By you recognizing what somebody else is doing, you have to recognize, like, damn, I do it too.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn. I had to learn now to tone myself down and not get so upset about certain things, especially things I can't control.
Give more understanding.
Get more understanding
to what's really taking place.
What's taking place. And as I got older, and like I said, as you get older to meet your maker, you think different. You're not so much in a rush to go out, but you're always in a rush to lay down. You know what I mean? Because your body needs to rest.
Yeah, that's a you thing.
No, because you told me many a times, like, man, I didn't even know I was that tired.
Mm-hmm.
You might not feel it, but your body may feel like it is. It's sometimes you may drive that car 1,000 miles, and that one particular day you don't drive that car might get the best rest possible because it didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It didn't move. So when you lay down and you resting, you just told me recently, like, man, I slept long hours, longer than you usually would sleep. You had 1 or 2 days like that,
mm-hmm.
which means that your body was really, really, really tired. And you may not even know you was that tired because you on go. If you on go and somebody's pressing that gas and you got your foot on the gas and you finally get to a light, like most drivers who sometimes they drive a long time and don't know when to stop, fall asleep at the light.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So if you find a parking,
I fell asleep at a stop sign. Thought I was at a light.
See? So
thought I was at a light.
Anything is possible.
To the baby.
But I just wanted to keep our young black men educated on what other people see, because people had to notice me. So I just wanted to make sure I noticed that guy, and I just wanted them to know. Listen, being a stepfather is not a bad thing. It's not even a challenge. It's just something that God put in front of you, At the time, maybe the family needs you or you need the family, but, it doesn't always last and it doesn't always go right, but it has nothing to do with the children. That's all I say. Children are children. That was a good one, man. I like having those type of discussions with you. I like being able to sit and get that in order. You don't get a lot of men show who put things like that in order. What are we afraid of? What are we doing? Why we do it? He been up here 3 times doing the same thing. Neither. How we can wrap up and get out of here before it get crazy.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, a little breezy though.
Tad bit breeze.
Tad bit brisk. Sun about to come out.
It's the last weekend of the summer.
Yeah.
It's actually the last weekend of the summer, but they say it's supposed to get a little warmer, I think, towards the end of next week. I forgot what they said. I think get close
mid-80s.
Yeah, mid-80s next week.
Mid-80s. When's Labor Day? We missed it? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah, I miss Labor Day.
I guess that's what retired people do.
Ooh.
They miss holidays and shit. Because every day's a holiday.
Retired people do retired people do a lot of things they couldn't do before.
Yeah, miss holidays.
Man.
See, when you still employed, you either looking forward to the holidays or pissed at the holidays because you still got to work.
I know one thing I better do while I'm retired. I better keep that house better kept. Man. Yeah, boy. Oh boy. That's one of the things about retirement people forget. You home now. You can do something. You right, baby. You right. I forget.
Like I said, it's a choice. It's a choice to be home. Just because you retired don't mean you got to be home. But I don't want to start nothing. What the fuck you mean by that, Tony?
Actually, I retired because I miss being home, man. Hell, I done did all my traveling. She doesn't understand that. So I done did all my traveling, driving south, driving north, driving
east. You said you had to travel. You could do something local.
I don't want to do nothing.
But then you comfortable.
If I do it, I want to do it with her. You know, I just don't want to. I like doing things with her. I like doing things with my lady. I do. She thinks I don't, but I do. But, you know, she's experiencing a lot, and I think there's a lot she needs to experience now that I'm home and I'm able to take care of the kids full time. She should be able to go on vacation with her girls and her daughters, and those are things she couldn't do before. So that makes me proud, you know, to know that she's capable of doing those things. That makes me proud. She deserves that. I'm not gonna lie. Cause I know dealing with me and dealing with my kids, shit. Listen, if I was her, somebody would have got it. So I understand that. But I'm just 6 months in, you know. Right now, the first thing for me to do was to get me some rest. Now that I got me some rest and I'm good, now I look for my next venture. I had to get some rest.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to get some rest. I had to I told him I wanted to take the summer off, and I meant that shit. I wanted the summer to do absolutely nothing, and not on her part, but I wanted to stay home with the children because I felt like she was missing out on a lot too. Me working 8 to 9, 12 hours a day, she being home with the kids, and I know that shit is stressful, man. I'm home now, and I'm starting to feel the stress, but she deserves it. So retirement works for both of us. I just got to pick up more of my end on the home front. I'm coming out of my relaxed shell now. So taking the kids to school, and you got other things.
Remember those days of hopping over the fence to go play ball?
And I don't understand when there's an open court right here.
Maybe they don't want to play over there. They want to play over there.
That's how these
different
kids.
Court. Yeah, different court.
Yeah,
like
but that's school property. They just have to.
But there's probably another way to get in on the other side. They just didn't want to walk all the way around.
No, man, I know this joint is locked up.
The way around?
All the way around.
Why would the basketball court be closed?
Because it's not a public park.
Oh, it's a school?
Yeah, that's why I said that they could have came right there.
Oh, I know. I seen the court over there.
Yeah, why would you hop? You got that right there. That's
we did that too.
You don't think that's disrespectful? You see what I'm saying about our young men?
I did that too.
But we didn't have these type of playgrounds.
There was a court. Me and Tiny used to do it all the time playing ball.
Why you gonna implement him in your shit?
Because that's what we did.
But we didn't have
these courts. Back in the days, off of University Avenue, we was growing up. There was a park we used to go to. We had to climb over the fence to get in.
There was not many ball courts like this.
I didn't say it was.
We didn't have that.
You missing the point.
Even our parks didn't have lines and shit in it, man. It was just concrete on the floor and a basket in the air.
Not the one we had to climb over the fence to play on. This is what I'm trying to tell you. We all climbed over the fence.
Sorry, that ain't necessary.
You looking at that now as a mature man. Go back 40 years and tell me that wasn't acceptable.
I didn't have this as 40 years ago.
I'm sorry you was neglected on the things that
we didn't have.
We did so have that. Maybe
we didn't
not
have
in
these.
Maybe not in the environment in which you was in.
My man, we did not have parks like they got now.
We, as in the people around, y'all had the boys' club. That's why you didn't have that. Y'all had the boys club.
Boys club wasn't open
we didn't have the-
24/7.
We didn't have the boys club, so we had these parks. I'm gonna say it like that.
You ain't that much older than me. Don't
I
try to
didn't
act
say
like
we
you.
didn't. We had
All right,
PAL,
well,
but that was too far off.
Okay.
That was too far off.
We did have the boys club, but we didn't have this type of park because we didn't have this, and you had to get
because of the environment.
And the boys club wasn't easy to get into. There was rules and regulations that you had to follow.
Okay.
But you didn't have to hop the school fence, man.
I know you
it's
did.
Locked.
Man, come on.
With the
You thinking as an adult.
These basketball courts out here now look like small arenas, man.
You thinking as an adult.
Come on, you passed it with the chairs, the benches. They got the
still thinking
scoreboard.
as an alert.
And they're going to climb the fence.
You thinking as an adult. You got to think of being 17.
You the one said times change. Times has changed. You ain't got to climb no more.
Okay.
You ain't got to climb. You the one said time change. It changes with time.
But you still do the same things that get the same.
Now they get arrested. What you going yellow? They let them kids
They
go.
gonna get arrested. They gonna tell them to get out the park.
Private property. You hopping over the fence is private property.
Get out the park. Police ain't gonna waste their time on no kids playing basketball on the park. Come on, man. Y'all get out of there. Boop. That like they used to do back in the day. Boop. Blow the horn.
The same back in the day.
You know you ain't supposed to be in there. Come on up out
Every
there.
opportunity a police officer got to harass a black child, he gonna do it.
No,
okay.
That's stereotyping every police officer.
I did it.
I know you did it.
And I said it.
I know you said it.
And I meant it.
But you wasn't correct.
I don't care.
Okay then. No, it's about being correct.
Every opportunity a police officer can see to mess around with a young black man who's not doing what he thinks is right.
That's all police. Well, that's anybody. It don't have to be a young black man. Could be Spanish, could be white, could be Chinese. If like you said, that's private, supposed to be private property. So you think if two white kids was in there, they wouldn't tell them the same thing to get out the park?
No.
Man, come on.
They'll ask them who they with.
You see they not with nobody. They the only two in the park.
They can't assume that.
You can't assume they not with nobody.
And as far as you go with the Spanish and the
if they roll up now and say
blacks,
who we with, what they gonna do? Look around and say,
I'm gonna give you an example, and this is no shade to my Puerto Rican family.
See, when people say it's no shade to the Puerto Rican, it normally
because
I'm
gonna be in the Bronx, and this is the truth.
Go ahead.
Have you ever been around in the Bronx and you drive around and you see people of Latin culture, they're outside in front of their buildings grilling.
Okay.
If people of color were to do that, police would harass them.
Not all the time, because we've done that. Come on, man.
We've
done that. We've done that in front of the building.
Come on, man.
In front of Linda's window.
And the people haven't stopped at not one time, or they slowed down to see what the fuck is going on.
Yes, they do.
They don't do that with the Latin.
It doesn't matter about slowing down. They making sure everything is peaceful because they see people with cups. That's what they're looking for. That's
they
what they
don't do that in the
for.
Latin culture. In the Latin culture, they stop and pull over.
What do you mean they pull up? Because maybe they might know them. That's different.
Well, what did I say wrong that I didn't say from the beginning?
They might know them. That's why they pulling over. That's different. You can't put that in the same category. We was out there for years. I've cooked out for years. Took care of families for years. Police came. They'll look. They'll see the cups. When we see them coming, what they do? Ladies, everybody, put your beers and your cups down. They look, see everything's peaceful. They wave and they keep it moving.
Next time you go through and you see a Latin culture going on in a certain area.
Boone Avenue. I want you to stop. Do it all the time.
And do you ever see them get arrested? And I know what you're talking about. Do the water with the water
thing and everything.
The liquor's flowing, weed is flowing.
They don't music stop. Is blasting 3 blocks.
They don't stop.
Yeah, they don't stop. They stop, say hey, and they keep moving.
Yeah. No turn down the music, none of that. But let that be rap or something playing out. Come on, man.
I disagree, man. I disagree. I'm not gonna go in on it like that. Nope. No. You get your asshole cops. I do understand that. You get your asshole cops, but on the real, they'd rather you be out here playing music than causing all kind of violence.
Sometimes I always feel like people of shade are quotas. I feel that way sometimes.
Maybe.
I just feel that way sometimes.
Maybe. Due to the environment in which they in, maybe. Maybe that's the majority.
There's an article that was written about white on white crime and black on black crime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about that article next time. I'm gonna bring it up, and it was on blacknews.com. White on white crime versus black on black crime. What is the difference? And the whole thing is that black on black crime is done in the community and white on white crime is done in their communities. But how many white on white crimes make the news? Every black on black crime makes the news. Not only does it make, yes it does. Oh man,
no. Every black on black crime don't make the news. I'm sorry. You said that once before. That they
it's videotape.
They don't play videotape and make the news, two different things.
The ones that don't make the and I know where you're going about the cases that don't make the news,
right,
that the public don't hear. But those are not black on black crimes. Those no. And I'm telling you, usually when it's like that, it's usually somebody who raped somebody, or it's embezzlement, or it's something like that.
I'm talking about simple shooting at each other, or domestics.
No, that goes public. That goes public right away.
Okay.
Right away.
And you think it don't in white neighborhoods? That's what you're saying. You think their stuff don't go public
unless it's a school shooting.
So white people don't just shoot. They don't do like us.
Do you ever notice that they don't report school shootings in the 5 boroughs too tough? And they happen. They happen. You know they happen. They don't report them too tough as much as they.
School shootings. I've heard of last one I heard of about a kid who did make a threat. This was about a week ago.
Brought the gun to school.
He did make a threat and they caught him. They caught him in the school with the gun.
When there's a mass shooting of kids that are in a Caucasian setting, that thing hits the news for months on end.
A mass shooting?
Mass shooting.
Well, I'm thankful that we haven't had many mass shootings in the boroughs. Tell me some mass shootings we've had.
What's the difference between a mass shooting and
there's massive amounts of people.
And
I
so
think it's more than 4.
Okay,
I'm not
so
sure.
Then what's the difference when you have people who are in a gunshot and they accidentally get shot out here, 3 or 4 or 5 people at a time? That's not a mass shooting?
No.
See?
That's not a mass shooting. When I just saw one the other day in the Bronx where
4 or 5 people got hit.
Right. That's
they didn't
not
call
a
it a mass shooting.
Because it wasn't a mass shooting. It normally
but you just said a mass shooting is about 3 or 4 more people.
As 4 more people, but I'm talking about one person or one team of people going after a certain amount of people.
I'm just telling you how we sectionalize white crime. Sectionalize. That's not even a word. Sectionalize white crime and black crime. This is a mass shooting. This is a black on black tragedy. No. I'm just telling you. Okay, no problem. No problem.
Okay. Now you're saying I'm not considering a mass shooting where you got, you say young thugs shooting back and forth at each other.
Why are they young thugs?
Because they're carrying weapons.
See,
I'm just saying. Generalizing.
So what is a white kid who carries a semi-automatic machine gun?
If he's by himself, he'd be a mass shooter. Because what makes it a mass shooting, because he's going to a particular place or particular area, like inside of a mall. That's normally when I see it, or school.
And usually in black on black crime, it's usually done in the area where the confrontation happens.
We're not talking about what conversation happened. Okay. I'm talking about inside of a school or mall.
That's where his confrontation is. His confrontation is inside the school or the mall. It just so happens that
he don't have the mass shooter don't have a confrontation. He just want to kill some people.
But it's still the fact that he's going to a closed setting to kill people.
Right.
Black on black crime happens
it's outside.
It happens wherever it goes down. Whether it's
goes down. See, you heard the word.
But it mostly goes down.
It only gonna go down on the mass shooting when he decided these people I'm gonna kill.
So let's hear this. Let's understand. When they use black on black crime, first thing they say is how they communicate. Social media. Now they both use social media to warn everybody that it's about to happen.
Not all the time, but go ahead.
Yes, they do.
Not all the time.
With black people, this is how they do it. And I hate to use it, but they use the rap lingo. So what they try to tell everybody is these young kids are shooting each other because of the words that are being said on the record.
That's a certain group of people that's shooting each other because other people shooting each other territorial.
You got other people. Listen, they're trying to tell you that it all forms from this right here. It all forms from the environment in which we live, of the music that they're playing. All of this is causing black on black crime.
But That's what they're saying.
They're telling you that. They're not saying it. They're telling you that.
But that's not always the case.
Even when you had the situation with the guy who just passed away, Charlie Kirk, right?
Go ahead.
He was known to be, for the people to say, oh, he was the biggest, he was this and that.
Yeah.
He was openly telling you what he felt about how black on black crime went.
Go ahead.
And then he openly told you about how white on white crime went, how it's organized and structured because people believe. Yes, people believe.
I'm listening.
People believe it's a game. It's a video game that's gone bad. So they're playing a video game and they're getting these mass shootings from the video games. But black on black crime comes from the lyrics that are done on the record. You see what I'm saying? How
that's what they're saying. Okay.
You don't know what causes a group of kids to take words from a record.
It's
to bring
more
out
than that, though. Is all I'm saying.
Yes,
it's not only
just
that.
Like
it's more than that.
Just like it takes more than for a kid to say he's online and I'm gonna shoot up my school today, and make it to the school with the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine if a kid was on a rap song saying, yeah, when we see these boys, we gonna have a shootout. We gonna da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
They hold that against them. That shit can happen months after the record even dropped.
Right.
Before they even run into each other.
But they also know that a lot of rap lyrics are false. It's not the individual stating what kind of life they really live. They normally don't live that life.
I rest my case. Just proving my point of how they do white on white crime and black on black crime. And the white on white crime is definitely known because there are thousands of kids who have done or even thought about doing mass shootings who are online playing the same thing, watching the same thing. They are
the same effect goes towards them. All of that is just not one scenario. It's not all because they all playing a video game and they're going to act it out.
It's not the one scenario. It's the way they portray the scenario to be.
Oh, they.
That's what the media.
Okay.
How they portray the separation. The separation.
I know what you're saying.
Yes, and that doesn't make sense to me.
One is music, the other one's video game.
You understand? So now what are we looking at?
Not the truth.
Okay, then. That's all I'm saying. So for them to hop that fence right now, knowing that this
how we get back to having a fence to play ball?
Because this is how you invite ignorance into your life. You see that the gate is locked.
Okay, maybe you might say that now because you say times have changed, but we didn't have that issue.
We didn't have locked schools back then. Yeah. What school was locked back then?
I remember climbing over fences to go play ball.
Oh, we didn't have gates like that when we was little. They were fences that you could easily cut the hole in the motherfucker, or take the
that's what we did.
The pliers and unwind the bottom.
Maybe that, like I said, that might be done on the other side.
But there was no secondary playground. That might have been the closest playground 2 miles from your house. We didn't have parks like that back then.
Not back to back, no. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So for you to hop a fence when you know you got damn near a brand new court right here and the park is open, we're sitting in it. We're sitting in the open park.
Not where they want to play.
Yeah, but then why bring on a situation to yourself as
thinking.
As
That's
a black man?
Thinking.
Oh man.
I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. That's now thinking. Back then, ain't nobody thinking about. We're not going over there. We going over here where the pros play ball. Like we going over here. Don't nobody play over here. Only scrubs play over here.
When we leave here, we got to go around to see what's happening over there.
Hold up, I got a perfect example.
Because for them to jump a fence for one court,
we can do that. But I got a perfect example for you. Back when my mother lived in Baychester housing, they had a court there.
Right. But
then across the street in Edenmore Projects, they had a bigger court where the big people played.
Right.
So if we had to climb over the fence to go to the big court, we would do that. Why we won't play on the little court? Ain't nobody coming over here.
But they also had the big park that was in the back of Seacourt Park, where they had the full courts where the big boys was running.
Down into
the.
Okay, that's not the point of the. No,
don't do that.
That's not the point. No,
don't do that.
The point was you was talking about how we didn't have parks. There they go right there. It's that's not even him. It's not like we had the parks right across. It's not like this park we had across the street from each other. But that's what made me think of Uptown.
But that's why I'm trying to tell you that it doesn't make sense to do something ignorant when you.
That's now thinking. That's you now thinking. You wouldn't have thought this 40 years ago.
I know I would listen. If I know
we'd have thought this 40 years ago, you'd be like, "Word, let's go."
First of all, if we'd have had this 40 years ago, nobody would have hopped that fence. You couldn't even get necks over here. 40 years ago, we'd have had this type of park.
40 years ago, if the cool kids didn't play on this court, we not playing over there. We going over here with the cool
People
kids.
look at this park. People look at this park. I want you to see this park.
You're not
Look at this
listening.
park.
You're not listening to the analogy.
Look at this park. Look at this park.
You're not looking at the analogy.
This is a brand new park over there.
When you show them the park, show them the ground.
I'm showing
Let them see it's trashy.
It's
dirty
trashy.
over here.
Okay,
You don't want your kids playing
that's
over here. That's not leave. I'm talking about dirt.
I'm just saying.
These mats are white.
Okay, so what they got? Power wash the mats?
No, look at the mats. The mats are not white. They're supposed to be white.
You want them to look at the damn leaf.
See?
Okay, I can admit that the park is not cream, but
that's not the point. The
you
point
ain't eating
was
off the floor.
The point was, as a basketball player, football player, whatever.
Right.
You know when it was time to play, and you felt you was that good, you're not playing on the scrub court.
Okay,
so I would not go play over here if I know all the stars is playing over there. All the stars in the neighborhood is over there.
I'm not debating that, but I can understand us hopping the fences back then. We didn't have playgrounds and parks like we got now.
We
didn't have that.
Okay,
so we both from 174th Street.
I got a good one.
The only closest park we had on 174th Street was Katona. That was the only full. Or you had to walk to the north side, or you had to walk to the east side.
Right. You talking about back then.
Back then.
Right.
Other than that, we had the one court on Bryant, and the one court. Yeah, I caught the chill too. And that one court on Longfellow. Remember down there.
Court on Bryant. But wait.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
I got a perfect one because I remember the kids climbing over the waterfall. Right across the street to get into the park to play ball.
But look at the park. Look, I can understand you climbing over the fence to get into. Look at the court.
What about the court? The court is reckless.
Look at the court is amazing. If we was young,
the court ain't no amazing.
It is so. It's better than what we had. It's better than what we had.
Everything is better than what we had.
That shit where
we sitting at now is better than what was here back then. That's not the point.
Okay,
the point I'm trying to make is. That's I'm gonna say it. That's a bullshit court. They rebuilt the basketball court and brought the same old rims and put them back.
Okay.
Then Starlight Park is clear. Now, if you a baller, you're not gonna go over there across the street. You're gonna go to Starlight Park because that's where the star ball.
That's where the ballers be balling.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the difference from going over here and over there. You talking about punk ass fence that you got to climb over. You wasn't thinking about no fence at 17 years old.
Yeah, but at the time the school didn't have. That's private property. He's on private property right now.
Oh damn! You wasn't thinking about no private property 40 years ago. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Police wasn't arresting kids playing in the school playground.
Right? They don't arrest them now. They tell them to get out there. That's a waste of paperwork.
Okay.
You gonna come to the precinct with a kid because he climbed over a fence to play basketball?
Yeah.
The other cops gonna laugh at him like he's stupid.
What in the world? What the?
What? Dog is just barking, man. What's the problem?
That big dog got a little.
You got puppy
bark.
park.
I know. I'm saying he a big dog with a puppy bark. See how big that dog is?
That might not be him.
That's him. That's him.
It might be who he barking at.
That's him, man. That's him with the puppy bark.
That's who he barking at.
Yeah, he can't even hold him. Look, he can't even hold him.
He can't even hold him, but he got
a body harness on.
No, I'm talking about the bark like that.
Yeah,
he ain't rough.
He ain't rough. He got.
I want to hear him bark again.
He got Chihuahua bark.
I think there was a Chihuahua over there.
Nah, that was him, man. That was him barking. Big dog with that
wasn't that. No.
Yes.
He pulling that man. He coming. Nah, that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
Oh, we gonna wrap it up, man. Remember, people, you feel like you want to rejuvenate yourself. You want to get something good into your system. Make your way over to Juices for Life. 1026 Castle Hill Avenue, Bronx, New York, about 2 blocks off of the Bruckner, next to where the Jimmy Cafes is at. Free plug for the Jimmy. Make your way over there off of Castle Hill. Very nice place, man. Till we see you again, people, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Make sure you get out and enjoy your last weekend for the summer, man. Mm-hmm. Couple of good days ahead for the fall, but until we see you again, people, please protect yourself, protect your life, but enjoy your living.
And wash your hands.
And wash your hands. You heard the man. Later, people.
Hand sanitizer now.
I don't look at
dirty ass part.
Yeah, it is dirty. Later, people.